Hello, welcome to JB Scale Creations. I'm JB obviously, and now I've got the camera turned this way around on me. I'm starting to realise I should have maybe had an haircut this weekend. I'm starting to look like I'm combing my hair up from the top of my arse crack here, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's like Sunday now. I'm not going to try and film this video a million times. As you'll probably get from the thumbnail. This is going to be my entry video into the Porsche 2024 group build, and that's this year hosted by the Scale Model Car podcast. And all the guys which are involved in that, Matt over at Lucas E channel, Chuck over at Chuck's Hobby Spot, Jason over at the Blue Ox Model Shop, and Bryan from BG's Model Works. They've all got together on this one, and I did really want to get into it last year. I had a 1/16 kit I had in the collection at the time, which I kind of earmarked for joining in last year, but I couldn't find time, unfortunately. There was just so much going on, and I couldn't really. I had an idea on that one, and I just didn't want to get that involved in it. Like I say, there's other things going on, and unfortunately I had to step out of it last year. But seeing everybody's final videos last year and updates throughout this group build, I was by the end of it, and a bit gutted I didn't take part. So I thought this year I'll do my best to get in on everything, and this time round when it was announced that it's coming up again, I had absolutely zero Porsche kits in my collection. So I did spend a couple of hours online after work one night, just sort of trawling the internet, looking at every single Porsche which has pretty much been released in kit form, and seeing what's available and what's kind of affordable at the moment. I mean, the thing is with Porsche kits, some people ask ridiculous money for some of them, but at the end of the day, they're not. You can pick up a Porsche kit for as cheap as 15 quid at the moment if you just wanted one of the 959s by Tamiya or something, and just to get in on the group build cheaply, because there are really cheap kits out there, and to be quite honest, they don't really go up that much. From what was available, I was looking, and there was a few which I was toying with. I really liked the Tamiya 911, which is that silver one, which I think BG's doing, and I think another couple of guys are doing, and that looked like a really nice kit, but I wanted something with a bit of engine details, so I was like, and I wanted something with the beefy fenders, so it's going to have to be a 911 turbo. I was looking at the Revel kits, the newer tool Carreras and the Targas and stuff like that, but they haven't got the beefy arches on them. So I was kind of, even though they look like a better kit, I chose something else, and it's a bit old school. It's I was struggling also with there was my favourite Porsche isn't the one which I picked as the main build. My favourite Porsche is going to be a simple build, and it might be the only one we get done depending on what we've got going on, really. I've still got this Galaxy to finish up. That one's coming on quite nicely, actually. We've moved that along a little bit since the last video, and it's starting to finally come together. But yeah, the second one, my favourite Porsche is, that's based on an old movie that we've all seen, and it had maybe 30 seconds screen time, if that. Really, if that, before it got wrecked. So we'll go into that one after we go through main kit. But yeah, the one we chose first. I mean, what I'll do is I'll turn camera around. we'll go into it a bit more, because yeah, the main build, what I've always wanted to do with the 911 is just do a chop on a 911. You know, slice it up a little bit, just make it a little bit my own, a little bit hot roddy. I think I've got a bit of a hot rod look in mind for sort of the main build, where I'm going to be slicing it up a little bit. But I'm kind of, like I say, I bought a couple of kits, and now I've got the second kit. I'm kind of toying with, I don't know whether I've made the right choice for a big project like that with my first initial kit. So throughout this group build, things may change, as I've got, as you'll see, my second kit choice, it didn't just come as one. The second kit, the first kit was an unbuilt kit. Second kit was a bunch of builders, all of the same kit really. So I've got a few options to go down through this group build, how I fancy this, this custom one being done. But like I say, we've got a movie car as well to do. Like I say, the movie car's my favourite ever Porsche, just for the fact that it was in this movie. And like I say, we'll go into that once I turn around. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know how to start off this video, to be quite honest with you. If you stick around to end the video, we'll show you around Galaxy a little bit, because I don't think I'm going to put out another video on that one until it's like pre-assembly. We'll do one video on the Galaxy for pre-assembly, and then we'll probably do one as it's built with the diorama. Then after we put out the final on the Galaxy, I'll probably put a video out on how I built the diorama for it and what have you. So yeah, like I say, I mean, I haven't really got time to be chopping another car up really, but I've been studying the Porsche and its body lines and the kits I've got, and how to make the chop relatively simple if I do go down that route. I mean, like I say, I've got another chop to do on a 32 Ford on the very next project to this one. So these ones I'm gonna just work in, try not to stress myself out about it, have a bit of fun with this one. I think with these projects, I think that's, well, it's the main aim of this whole group build, isn't it? To have a bit of fun, and I think I really do want to have a bit of fun with these ones, and not try and build an absolute masterpiece, and just build something which is quite appealing to eye, or in my taste kind of things. So yeah, without further ado, I'll stop gassing, I'll spin camera around, and we'll start going into what kit choices I've made, and whether they're the right ones or not, I don't know. But yeah, like I say, we'll spin camera around and we'll start taking a look at them. Right then, well, we'll start getting into my choices for this group build. Like I said in that last clip, I was just looking for a turbo more than anything, with a little bit of engine detail, but not a really overcomplicated kit. I really didn't want, I was looking at some of them Fujimi kits, and I've had a couple of them before. I've had the 956s before, and it's just like opening up an explosion of parts in a box, and fantastic detail as they are. I just really don't want to get into that kind of intricate work what those kits really involve. So this is was my first main choice, and for doing all the things I was talking about in that last clip. I'm not going to do an unboxing or anything. This is a Revel re-release of the old monogram kit, so it's a good excuse to potentially build another monogram kit really. But it's like I say, it's not overcomplicated. I mean, it's a monogram kit, so it's never going to be overcomplicated. But I thought, it's quite a nice body on this one. I've got the body. I think the body's the only thing I really took out of this kit, to be quite honest with you. And it's a good base to maybe start working with. Like I say, I'm really not. I'm not 100% on doing this one yet. But if I'm gonna build out of any 911 kit, it's going to be this one. So I am buying any more kits. What I've got is what I've got. You know, I don't really want to spend any more money on this on this project, like so. But yeah, I mean, it's a typical monogram body. You know, really nice proportions on this one, which isn't typical monogram body, I suppose, because you know, a lot of them 70s kits were just something like, weren't they? But yeah, this is quite a nice kit, this one, to be quite honest with you. And you know, I think my initial ideas was, like Sam, is to do a bit of a roof chop on one of these. I'd probably want to keep the posts the same angle. I think if I did lean the posts and keep the windscreen the same size and lean it back so we don't have to cut the front posts, I'd be really inclined that we'd have to lean those headlamps back at the same angle, because you know the way the car designed, everything's at the same angle, and if you lean that post back, it's going to make the headlamps on this thing look a bit weird, like so. And I think the most challenging thing about doing a chop on a Porsche is to keep this back line flowing. I was actually surprised to see online that there was you know, a few people have actually chopped a couple of 911s and things like that. And I think the struggle is keeping this line sort of continuous, so it doesn't look like it's got a big hump starting down here, and the C-posts are leaning into the trunk area, or well, the hood area on this car, so to speak. But so yeah, I mean that's kind of me first choice. I mean, when I was looking at these seemed quite hard to find over in here. In fact, there was only, at the time of buying this, there was only this one, and there was one slightly cheaper, but when I was looking at the pictures, it looked like the roof had caved in, and it was only a couple of quid cheaper than this thing, to be quite honest with you. So I didn't, because the pictures weren't great on the other one, I just went with this one. So like I said, they aren't that easy to find, but it wasn't a great deal of money, like just over 20 quid for this thing, like so. But like I say, it's a new kit, so when I'm doing chops and stuff like that, and you know, I do like to start with a new kit just as much as I can, just so you aren't dealing with all glue marks inside and what have you. But you know, I think you know, trying to keep it fun, like the rest of it, after we get the body out of the way, if we do this one, the rest of it's pretty plain sailing, to be quite honest with you. I mean, like I say, we all know how easy a monogram kit goes together, so yeah, I mean that's going to be my first one. Like I say, I'm not promising two bills. These are, you know, if it starts to not become fun, then I'll just try and get one out of the way, or if life gets manically busy again, I'll just try and get everything done, so to speak. You know, I think, and that moves me onto the next kit really, and going on to my favourite Porsche, and that's this one, the 935. And there's a couple of versions at 935 out there. You know, some with the longer rear fenders, but for this particular build, I need this particular body style. And if you haven't guessed it yet, the kit I'm going to be doing, or the build I'm going to be doing, the movie car, is out of Cannonball Run. Like I say, is right at the beginning of the movie. The one which is in red primer, and you literally see it, a split second of it coming over a hill, and then it crashes in. There's a roadblock, and it crashes into a fence, and all the fenders blow off and what have you. I'm assuming they use pyrotechnics for that or something like that. Yeah, because them fenders just blew off all over the place. But yeah, in this lot, I mean, at first this lot came with a couple of kits in it. You know, and I think this one inside here, you know, it's pretty much an unstarted kit, but it was missing the wheels. And yeah, I think there was missing wheels and decals or something. And there's also parts for a second kit as well. But I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to take this one out. I've got a couple we can show you here, which is going to save us dragging through that box light. But this one, like the actual first 935, I bought one on its own. So it was next to nothing like, and yeah, I bought one just as a single builder, and it didn't go for a lot of money. And there's this one here. But I got it, and it was kind of such a nicely. I mean, it hasn't been painted or anything. It's just a really nice, clean builder, and somebody's just done a really nice, clean job of putting. I mean, there's nothing to these kits, to be quite fair. You know, they're really simplistic chassis. But for the Cannonball Run build, what I want to do is build it after it's lost its fenders and what have you. So I think my plan was to cut the fenders off. I mean, I've got enough of these things now, to be quite fair. I could do one undamaged, just a really simple build and restoration on one of these things, and do one with all the fenders blowing off. But yeah, the reason why I wanted this body style is because I think that one which they used in that movie was like a 68 or something like that, and this will be slightly later, sort of early. I would have thought this kit sort of goes back to early to mid 70s, I would have thought. So we're not a million miles off, and it doesn't have the way the fenders are cut off in that movie. They cut a lot around this line and down the front here, and the whole front clip, except from hood, is just has come off like. So yeah, I think that's one I really want to do. But I think, so after I bought this one, like I say, it was so nicely put together, I just couldn't bring myself to cut this one up. So that's where these ones came into play. This one is like 2 kits, and the seller did want quite a bit for them, and I put in a pretty low offer, to be quite fair, because I just didn't want to blast a load of money on this group build, to be quite honest with you, and buying a load of Porsches, which I'll never get my money back on or never do anything with after it's they might come in handy for next year, like, I suppose. But it came with a second one. All the parts for this one's in the box there, including the tailpiece and what have you. And you know, it's not bad. I think somebody started doing a bit of a custom paint job on camera. It doesn't look too bad, to be quite fair. In person, yeah, you'd probably need a bit more work to get it right, but either ways, this one's definitely getting stripped. Yeah, I'll be stripping all paint off this one regardless, and you know, I mean, this one we still might do something with, to be quite honest, but I just wanted a couple of other options, like, and they are a lovely Porsche kit, these, to be quite fair. And then I was thinking, you know, because these are so simplistic, you know, if we do cut the fenders off one, we're you know, there's absolutely no detail behind there. You cut these rear fenders off, and all you're going to see is an electric motor and not a great deal else. And so I was talking about that second kit, the turbo, which I saw, with the damaged body. After I bought that first turbo, I did drop the seller of that other one a message, just to say, you know, the pictures are a bit blurry. I can't make out whether that body's crushed. I said I wouldn't be interested in that money if the body's crushed, but if you want to sell it as parts, I'll buy it as parts. So enter the second turbo. As you can see, box is taking a crushing like these usually do, because they're so absolutely horrendously crap. You know, the amount of bodies Revel must be replacing on them for them coming crushed. yeah, I don't know why they why they keep on doing it, but yeah, I mean, this is the body to that second one, and it's taken. I mean, I've straightened out a little bit. It was right over, but you know, there's no saving this body. So I was thinking of using all parts, potentially underpan and the rest of quite a lot of parts to detail up one of these, like, and but yeah, like I say, there's no saving this one. And when I was saying that I've started, since getting these, I've started changing my mind a little bit, is because of what kit to use as a base. I really like the styling on these fenders. I know you can buy like a similar body style as a kit, as a stock version, but they don't have this sort of these vents on fenders, and I thought that was a really nice look, was that. And I've always loved the 935 flat nose over the usual 911 sort of setup. So I was thinking, well, once I cut the fenders off this, I can start potentially putting that front clip onto this one. But I think I might be making myself too much work, so I'm thinking I might do the chop on one of these. They've got actually a nicer roof to work with. And then I was thinking with this crush body here, I think the only thing which I'm not 100% keen on is how wide this rear track is. I mean, this is proper racing car track, and it's just too wide for a street car, or sort of the hot roddy look I'm going for. So I was thinking, you know, of starting with one of these, I'd probably have to make quite a few modifications. There's a few things like the front bumper would have to tone down a little bit. But I was thinking of with this crush body, I could probably use the rear quarter panels or the rear arches at least. Because I do like this rear vent as well. It might be a bit too big on this, so I'd probably narrow that rear vent, but it'd be a lot easier to work with one of these. Maybe lower roof line on one of these, because like I say, it is a nicer roof line. Looks an easier one to chop, to be quite honest, out of the two of them. And worst case scenario, if we go down that route, again, we'll still need an underpan and everything for this one, for the second kit. So we do have a you know, but it'll pain me to sort of use a brand new kit as a parts kit. Like I said at the beginning, you know, these things aren't a great deal of money, and you know, whatever's left over at the end of this, I'll probably be able to sort of recover my costs for a large percentage of my costs with whatever's left over, I think. So, or a good proportion anyway, at least get some of the money back if we don't use everything, like. But yeah, I think going down that route, because the more I look at the flat nose, I think that I really want the flat nose on the main sort of build as well. Just tone it down into sort of a more road going looking car. Like I say, you can buy certain kits with the flat nose and everything, but they are quite, you know, they're getting up there a little bit in price, and you know, I think there's everything I need in this, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I mean, that all said and done, you know, those are my choices. That's the kind of direction we're going to go. So like I say, we've got a few things to look at. Yeah, like I say, that's like I say, even though that paintwork looks alright on camera, I mean, I'm not too concerned about stripping that and starting all that over again. But before we close the video off, what are we on? We'll probably be up to about 25 minutes at this point, so we're just going to have a quick round robin. Yeah, like I say, we're not going to go into detail on this one. I'll just quickly show what we've done over the last few days. Like, you know, we pretty much got the chassis finished up on this one. You know, pretty much how the original looked, and you know, after studying a lot of pictures, you know, I'm pretty pleased with how the chassis is coming out. Again, I mean, I did go over once we've painted it. If you watched the last video, we just sprayed it all gloss black, and by the time that gloss had gassed out, you know, and then I matte blacked the floor pans. I wasn't happy with I wasn't happy with the gloss black finish on that, so it died off a little bit. So I did go over and just brush all that over again, and like I said, we'll still have a look at all this in more detail when it comes to the next video on it, the final assembly. But we've pretty much got the interior all buttoned up now. I think all I'm needing for that is some seat belts. Started to add a few little details in there. Again, we'll just have a look at them in other videos. But yeah, I've got all the front suspension looking okay now. We actually just used a couple of pen springs, or I cut a pen spring in half to hang over them shock absorbers. But again, like I say, I'm not taking it off. I'm not taking it all to pieces. We're just quick round robin is this one like, and yeah, we just started weathering up the boot floor a little bit to tone that silver. Look like we just based up in black, and then we just gave it a very light coat of silver, and then I just wanted to tone that down, darken it down, so we just started weathering it. Weathered the gas tank, you know, started to, the blue I used on that was, I knew it was the wrong shade of blue, but it was a good base, so we just covered it in grey craft paint, and then lightly brushed it off with a cotton swab, and I've got the right colour of blue I've been after, like, so but yeah, I mean that's coming out quite well. You know, I think from here we've got to still chrome foil the body, clear the body, and it's, I've pretty much done nothing to the engine. I painted the block, and then I want to make a few changes to it, so I'll probably have to paint the block again. I know we can get into all the engine detail. Then I've got just the trunk contents to do. So yeah, so we'll do a video on that. Like, we've just been doing things like I think we got the grill pretty much finished off, like, so you know, that's pretty much ready to pop on when it's all clear coated and what have you. So yeah, it's starting to get pretty pleased with that. Like I say, I made more progress on it than I thought. But so yeah, I mean, as far as Porsche group build goes, like I say, just to put these on the table again. So we got the 911 turbo, which is the more I'm thinking about it, the more it might just be the parts kit, both of the ones I've got. And then the 935, which is, you know, definitely the Cannonball Run car is going to be a fun one to do, because it's going to be a pretty simple build. I love cutting kits up, so chopping them fenders off, I won't mind doing that at all. And then we'll just make a decision on what car we're going to do all the custom work to. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching the videos. All the channels I've mentioned, for them guys hosting the group build, you know, I'm of course put them in the description, as if you don't know them all already, like. But yeah, looking forward to this one. Like I say, they're just going to be bits of side projects, a bit of fun. You know, hopefully something that ain't going to stress me out. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, really. So yeah, what day are we on? We're on Sunday. So yeah, whatever you're doing for the rest of the week, you know, hope you have a great time. If you enjoyed the content, which I hope you do, and you want to see more of these projects and the Galaxy getting finished and what have you, please do drop us a sub, like, and and all the other all the other guys you watch out there, show your support to them. It doesn't take a second just to sub to a channel and what have you. So, but yeah, with that said, thanks to all friends and family, and again, just have a nice entry into the summer, which we're hopefully going to get, even though we're going to sort of start. I know we're scheduled for about 2 weeks of absolutely terrible weather now, so yeah, that's just British weather for you. You get 3 days of sun and the rest is crap. So yeah, won't say any more on that, and we'll just see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.